The Genetics and Aging Research Unit was established back in 1990s. The main goal of the research in our unit is to understand Alzheimer's disease with the goal of developing novel therapies for treating and preventing it. The unit consists of 6 different laboratories, including mine, and the research activities range from genetics and the Alzheimer's Genome Project, finding new Alzheimer genes, to translating the information from those genes into biological knowledge that will facilitate drug discovery and novel therapies. Cure Alzheimer's Fund is the main supporter and really co-conceiver of the Alzheimer's Genome Project. They're not just supporting the research, but they're a partner in this project to discover the remaining Alzheimer genes. So it's a very integrated process between Mass General Hospital, Harvard Medical School, and Cure Alzheimer's Fund to carry out and maintain the Alzheimer's Genome Project.
Cure Alzheimer's Fund funds research in a different way than most of the other organizations we're aware of. First of all, it's strategic. It has a roadmap with objectives and milestones for the funding of research. Secondly, we run lean. The founders of our organization provide all of the expenses to cover the costs and the overhead of our operations. And that means that anybody who contributes to the organization contributes directly to the research, not to overhead. Third, we're fast and non-bureaucratic. We can turn around a research project in 2 to 3 weeks to get it funded, to get the researchers into the field doing their work. Finally, we're interested in the big play, not incremental research. We want to make a big difference and shorten the time between now and when we have truly effective therapies available to patients and their families.
The beauty of the Alzheimer's Genome Project is it's an unbiased experiment, meaning there are no preconceived notions about what causes the disease. We now know that there are dozens of genes involved in Alzheimer's. Some contain variations that increase your risk. Some others we have found contain variations in the DNA that protect you. So the goal of the Alzheimer's Genome Project is to find all of the genes that either increase or decrease your risk for Alzheimer's. And then to use those genes to predict risk early in life so you know what you're up against. And then most importantly, the genes teach us the biological systems involved in the disease. And by knowing those, we can then start thinking about different types of therapies to treat and prevent the disease. And we believe that we're going to have a cocktail of drugs in the end of the day, that it won't be probably one therapy that's going to do this. There are so many things going on in the Alzheimer's patient's brain that you need to fix, so the genes are providing the clues for coming up with that cocktail that will ultimately prevent the disease. Because what we really want to do in the end is not even let this disease start. We want to nip it in the bud before it even begins.
Probably the most exciting development in Alzheimer's research recently is the growing consensus among leading researchers about the nature of the pathology, when it starts and how it starts. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, but researchers are beginning to come together on the fundamentals of the disease. They agree that this protein A-beta has a lot to do with it. They agree that the interaction of A-beta and another protein, tau, are essential ingredients for Alzheimer's disease. They agree on a number of these fundamentals, and that draws research together, focuses it more tightly, and gets us further along the track towards finding effective therapies.
I tend to be more optimistic than most about the future of treating and preventing Alzheimer's disease. When you're working with genes, they're giving you clear, solid targets for drug discovery. But as with any novel drug discovery type of venture, the first wave of drugs fail, you learn from that, the second wave does a little better, and the third wave usually nails it. Well, the first wave is gone. We had our failures, we learned. The second wave, we're waiting for the results, 50-50 as to whether we'll see something. But the third wave of drugs that are now in the works, and many of which are being supported by Cure Alzheimer's Fund, I'm very optimistic about. So I think we're going to hit it over the next 5 years or so, having learned from our mistakes and taking what the genes have taught us about how to treat this disease.
It is absolutely certain we will have effective therapies. There is no question about it. The issue is the time and the money. And the more money, the less time. It's very, very easy equation. Those of us in the money-raising business are out trying to get as many resources as we can focused on this problem to reduce that time and get that successful intervention as soon as possible.